because we chose to prioritize their humanity while they ravaged other people's humanity. That Confederate mindset, that delusional, completely detached from reality.
Donald Trump has backtracked, and he has essentially admitted that we need immigrants here in the United States of America. Okay, so in a press conference, this man says, y'all, racism is so expensive. This man says, basically that farmers are suffering because they don't have workers, and people in the inner city are not going to take those jobs. And we know how to dissect what he said. Essentially, what he's saying is, they marketed their campaign as, oh, we're taking back our jobs, we're taking back our jobs. And they thought the legal people of color were going to go take those jobs. He essentially said the black and brown people in the inner city are not going to take those farm jobs. No. And those undocumented immigrants who are working those jobs, that was their only option to make money in this country. They left, some of them left dangerous countries. They wanted better lives for their children, better education. They just wanted a better life overall. And so they took what they could. And those jobs were modern day slavery, okay? Those people were freaking working 7 days a week, 10-hour days for like $10 an hour in the hot sun, picking fruit. And you thought those people aren't doing that because they think that that's a good pay. And you thought, people who are legal citizens were going to go do that. You could make more money at McDonald's or fast food. I would join the military before I did that, to be honest. And what I've peeped about these businesses that used to employ undocumented workers, like farmers, some construction companies, other small businesses, they can't even afford to pay more than what they were paying. Y'all can't even afford to pay really a livable wage, a wage that somebody who is a citizen would accept for the type of work that you're asking for, but you voted against your own interest. I hope that, all of these undocumented immigrants who are going to make their way back, I hope they realize you have power. And right now, the power is in your hands. And don't go back for them pennies, okay? You have a lot of leverage right now. And y'all, like I said, being racist is so expensive.
To anybody who is thinking that they should show MAGA some grace and compassion and welcome them into the fold, because they are all over these internets talking about how they regret their vote. This isn't what they voted for. This isn't what they signed up for. And all of this current uproar over the Epstein files. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to YouTube, and I want you to find video footage of those Klan meetings that they called campaign rallies from 2024. And I want you to listen not only to the felon in chief, but to his panel of speakers that he had at those rallies, including Muskrat. And I want you to hear all of the putrid, vitriolic, racist, misogynist, evil, hateful speech that was spewed at those Klan meetings. Republican voters, MAGA voters, they knew what they were voting for. And they know now. But like myself and many other creators on here who are pointing out, the only reason that they are now talking about, oh, I regret my vote, this isn't what I voted for. It's because, as I say, the fire that they set, that they thought would consume others, has now turned into a wildfire and is burning their ass. That is the only reason. Personally, I believe that just as there are physical laws that govern our universe, the science studies, I also believe that there are spiritual laws that govern the universe as well. And a common belief among many spiritual belief systems is the law of sowing and reaping. That's Christianity, karma, and the fact that the energy that you put out into the universe, sooner or later, you will get it back. And white America has put out a lot of evil bullshit since the founding of this nation, when they created the racial caste system and called themselves white. and called enslaved Africans black as a justification for the dehumanization of my ancestors. And it has been a long time coming. And now they are beginning to feel it. And I do believe that it is just the beginning. I, for one, am not welcoming them back into the fold. I do not believe they have seen the light and have found a shred of human decency and morality. They get no compassion or grace or sympathy or empathy from me. And I will never forget how they continuously voted to put their hatred and their comfort and their white supremacy in power. And now that the felon in chief is in power this time, I hope you all realize he doesn't intend on going anywhere. And once his time passes, the next proxy is waiting in the wings, whether it be J.D. Vance or someone else. So I just want everyone to bear that in mind.
I hear what you guys are saying about the whole don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like, all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms, because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now because it's not right versus left. It's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time. We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear about that. All of those fucking Confederates that should have been executed the day they decided to become traitors against the United States of America, the day they decided to lay down their lives and give their last breath in defense of slavery, they all should have been, I don't know if you could see my hand. Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? They all should have got a musket to the face. And because they didn't, because we took it easy on them, because we chose to prioritize their humanity while they ravaged other people's humanity, that Confederate mindset, that delusional, completely detached from reality, hateful, violent, traitorous, animalistic mindset has been allowed to seep through the annals of American history like the virus that it is. And now what we have today is a large portion of the population that is still fully accepting of sicknesses, sicknesses to humanity, cancerous beliefs that eat away at not only their humanity, not only do these people's beliefs corrode their own soul, they corrupt the soul of others and the collective soul of humanity. Because let's be clear about what the fuck these people have done over centuries. They have weaponized that holy book that they call a Bible and beat people over the heads with it until their brains were bashed in. Like, to be clear, racism is the reason why we don't have universal health care. Hatred against women is the reason why we don't have affordable daycare or federally mandated paid maternity, paternity, and leave or parental leave. To be clear, these people's hateful, divisive, corrosive, cancerous values and belief systems are the reasons why America is severely lacking in all of the tools and resources that make those fucking Europeans, those smelly as no AC having Europeans, have a better quality of life than we do. I don't know why Europeans just caught strays. I'm just mad. And it's okay to be mad, is what I'm trying to say. I fully understand that there are a lot of people in this world that are born into darkness. It's as simple as that. I was born into the light. Can't relate. There are a lot of people in this world. When I say darkness, I mean darkness on all levels. And that doesn't necessarily indicate abuse, because darkness can mean darkness of the intellect, ignorance. Darkness of the spirit, spiritual confusion. People who are spiritually confused believe that the Christian thing to do is send Mexicans and Guatemalans and other Latinos to Alcatraz and to bomb Gaza. Because in their spiritual confusion, they believe that they're the good guys in all of this. In their spiritual confusion, they have no media literacy because they can't see straight. And they think that Superman is coming for them now. They think that the movie Superman is coming for them now. I understand how soul deep, how DNA deep this shit goes, and that people don't have a choice what they are born into, but they do have a choice of who they become as an adult. I do not buy into all of that. Oh, well, they were raised this way, so they don't know any better. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. We were all raised in certain ways that we have deep and undone in adulthood. What I'm not about to do, and what I do not encourage you to do, is coddle these. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it that doesn't get this video taken down and doesn't come across as bullying the less intelligent among us. Because I'm really, actually not that nice of a person. But I'm trying to be, because the algorithm likes niceness. So let's think about this before I speak. These people, most of them, have dedicated their lives to making the rest of us uncomfortable, to trying to strip away people's rights, to excluding people who look different from them or worship different from them or dress different from them or believe different from them from what they perceive as the light and the love. Their entire belief system is based on exclusion and righteous vengeance, righteous anger, righteous grievance, righteous everything, because they put the name of Jesus in everything. Those blasphemous motherfuckers. Their entire raison d'etre is making people they don't like uncomfortable. They voted for Trump to own the libs. They talk about Trump at family dinner when you've begged them not to make you uncomfortable. What I am not about to do, and what I do not encourage anybody to do, is to spare them the discomfort of their choices or try to save them from the mental and emotional fallout that is the consequences of their actions. Don't take that away from them. That is not yours to take. Their discomfort, this cognitive dissonance that is now starting to send all these people spiraling into, is everything I believed a lie? Yes. Everything you believed is a lie. Yeah, you fucked up big time. You fucked up big time. Do not save them from the discomfort and the earth-shattering ego death that causes. It is not our fucking job to keep coddling white people. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't need to be coddled. They need a kick in the ass. And God damn it, I gotta give it to them. Because For better or for worse, Trump was the only one that was going to be able to give them the kick in the ass they need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. All of this Confederate rooted hatred, greed, and bigotry and shit, stomp it out. Don't let it happen again.
PSA. MAGA supporters who are now regretting their vote. We don't care. What you need to do with that energy is you all form an alliance, right? And then you guys go and fight for what you know is right. But don't expect any flowers or a particular take parade because you guys have now come to your senses, right? Because your marbles was all thrown over the floor for the past, let's just say years. So if you are now a MAGA supporter and you know you made the wrong decision, baby, don't cry to us. Don't expect us to take you in with love. Don't expect us to just forget the fact that you voted against us, right? Because you need to now do some self-reflection and ask yourself why you voted against yourself, okay?